Where we last left off, Samus just killed Ridley and got the screw attack. And that means it's time to confront the Mother Brain. I think my best point of egress is off to the east. Remember when we killed a bunch of worms and then one of them turned into a giant wasp? Good times. I don't know why the emulator is lagging. It probably shouldn't be doing that. Oh well. It's a good time to regenerate everything just to be ready. Here's our way up. It's really chugging. I don't have any idea why it just chugs sometimes. Other times it works just fine. In the same areas of the game, too. It's just odd. Oh well. It'll probably right itself pretty soon. Now we get to take the easy way up, because attempting to somersault would kill the turtles that we were trying to go up through. Hi there! So, Metroid Zero mission. It would appear to anyone who's never played this game before that we're getting close to the final boss. After all, there's all this stuff leading up to the Mother Brain. The intro at the start of the game informed us kindly that our goal is to destroy the Metroids and kill the Mother Brain. The two major bosses we fought both opened doors leading to the Mother Brain, but of course it's a fake-out. We've been collecting these unknown items after all. Those need to be identified before the game can be over. So we're just going to see how that happens after we actually deal with the Mother Brain. Wow, what is... do you see that? I'm seeing some major graphical glitches. I'm starting to wonder if it didn't like me loading a snapshot. So I'm gonna make a hard save and reset because it's really free. Do you see what's happening to Samus? Because the sprite is not loading right. It wasn't looking right there. Let's just try making a proper save and reloading. Hello. It might be possible that this doesn't play well with save states in this emulator. So let's just try this. See if it behaves a little bit better. Oh yeah, I can immediately feel the difference. It's not lagging. Nothing is wrong. Samus isn't glitching out incomprehensibly. So we're heading toward that pair of fires over there that we lit by killing Ridley and Kraid. This is $0 GBA. I usually use VBA for a lot of things, but VBA had some kind of horrendous sound problem with Metroid Fusion, so I just decided to use this for the rest of the GBA games that I would be playing. Anyway, but it plays well just fine mostly. It just didn't like that I used a snapshot, which I was only using to make the process of loading at a save point faster anyway. I'm trying to be legitimate, even though I was sorely tempted to use save states once or twice. This is the last GBA game I'm gonna play, but I think I recall using the PS Vita version of MGBA recently. It worked pretty well. It's not bad. I just tend to look at whatever I have currently already and use that before going to download other things. Anyway, this'll work fine for this game, it seems. So hey, it's time to finally meet the series' namesake. there are some Metroids who just got finished giving a hug to a space pirate, which is what that crab-looking humanoid creature is, lying on the floor there. And so we reach Turian. Turian is just kind of a gauntlet of enemies to kill. And after that comes Mother Brain. I believe it was just about the same way in the original Metroid, although I haven't actually ever played all the way through the original Metroid. It's just not, it's very primitive to me. You know, my nostalgia point is entirely the era of the... Huh. I didn't even notice that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, my point of nostalgia is pretty much GBA, SNES, PlayStation. I would rank it pretty high myself, yeah. For me, this and Fusion are kind of a perfect tie. These are what I would call actual Metroid games. I'd say Super Metroid is nice and all, but it feels more primitive and less certain of itself than these two do. These kind of take... The GBA Metroids are the ones where they understood what they were making from the very beginning. There's no weird obscure stuff like wall jumping being necessary, or whatever that crystal flash ability is, all the glitchy nonsense you can do with swapping these lasers or whatever, because, I don't know. Not that I ever really interacted with much of that anyway. There's nothing like having a... I've never played Other M. I've heard bad things about its story. I don't have the kind of hardware that I would need to play Other M. It's not a 2D Metroid, so it's not likely to appeal to me. I didn't really like Prime much, or the Prime series. I mean, I thought it was okay, but it feels more awkward to me than anything else. Just the attempting to marry together first-person shooter with platformer, I didn't feel worked all that well. I think that third-person shooter with platformer, the way Ratchet & Clank did, would have worked much better. Maybe. But it still wouldn't feel like a Metroid game to me. I don't know. Anyway. I see. You'll notice I haven't been shooting a single super missile, even though those would kill Metroids in one hit. I am preserving all of those for the Mother Brain. And also, I don't really feel like I need them. Here's one of the places where it tries to trick you. It's like, hey look, a dead end. So you use your bombs, or you just shoot down and you're fine. I haven't really been saying much about the gameplay up till now. It's mostly just, you see the Metroids, they come out of the background like that, they try to get on top of your head, and if they do, then they suck your life until you bomb them. What you have to do is freeze them with the ice beam, which doesn't last but like 2 nanoseconds, and then shoot 5 missiles before they unfreeze themselves, or cumulatively 5 missiles at least, anyway. The ideal is just to shoot them with missiles before they can unfreeze themselves. Yeah, I know, I'm talking to people who might not. There's gray doors here, which means that you can't go until you kill all the Metroids. This is one of those traps that the designers of these GBA Metroids love to build in. So it's like, oh, what am I supposed to do? I guess I should bomb somewhere. If you bomb, you get dropped into a pit with like 6 Metroids if you're not careful. Really reinforces the feeling of playing a horror experience here. Because of course, your average player is going to bomb right in the middle and wind up stuck between all 4 of those Metroids all at once. Honestly, Oh, I haven't got one. There's still... Oh yeah, there's still more to this room. By the way, look at all these dead space pirates. There's more to this room, as you can see, because if you look on the map, there's a clear gap below it, so time to be ambushed by Metroids again. Oh, absolutely. Fusion is very much a horror game in a lot of ways. It's kind of interesting because it's a horror game where you actually have the power to fight the horrors quite a bit better than you do in your typical sort of thing, which is what sort of restrains it from being classified as a horror game, I would assume. Anyway. I've just noticed that at least the GBA Metroids really delight in trolling the player quite a lot. Fusion has lots of places where it's just like, oh, you think this is happening, but something else is instead. This is the final refuel room. After this is Mother Brain, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So, Mother Brain is a fight that consists partially of fighting the room itself that she lives in. You see how every single thing in this room is shooting at me? What I have to do is destroy this barrier that regenerates if I'm not hitting it, as quickly as possible. And there's another one. You see how it's growing back because I'm not hitting it? That's the problem. And this is to waste all your missiles before you even get to the boss. Here it's harder because there's less platforms. Alright, and here it's even harder because there's less platforms and there's lava. And everything knocks you back. Oh dear. This hurts. Once you get knocked down, it's so hard to get back up again. Because your screw attack destroys all the projectiles, but you can't screw attack while you're stuck in the lava. Okay. Now comes Mother Brain as the next room. I'm stuck. So, Mother Brain's just a brain in a glass cage. Almost everything that makes this battle hard is just all the stuff shooting at you. But Mother Brain isn't completely idle. You'll see once we get the cage open, she's actually got an eye that you can shoot to hurt. And also she can shoot. Now is when I save my super missiles for. Okay, come on, fire at me. I don't want to waste any missiles. Okay, fine. I guess maybe it's a retaliation? I thought it was just an attack. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm rather bad at not falling in the lava game. You just have to... You have everything to react to all at once. It doesn't look like the screen is completely filled with projectiles, but it feels like it. Because every single thing just wants to knock you off the platform. Oh hey, self-destruct is activated. Let's evacuate immediately. This is one of the places where this game trolls you, because all of these platforms, like you see how it does that means it's a crumbly platform that's going to fall in about 2 seconds if I stand too long. And it is so easy to just fall down this entire, like that. Just like that. That's a good question. I don't even know what the currency is in this world. They never make any wrong. There's not a whole lot of reference to like how society's actually supposed to work in this universe. Like human society. It's just like you don't really go anywhere that involves a lot of humans for the most part. There we go. Mostly because everywhere Samus goes winds up being destroyed. They might call her the Demolition Woman in some version of the universe. I mean, it's not her fault that the space pirates set up a self-destruct mechanism, they just sort of did. The whole BSL space station incident is her fault, though, technically. I mean, it's sort of more the fault of whoever decided that the X needed to be created in the first place, you know. Alright, so everything's perfectly fine, we're just gonna get on our ship and go home, right? The whole enemy base, well really just Turian, explodes behind us. And since we're going home, there's no need to wear our armor. Right? Oh hey, an ambush of like 20 ships. Away she goes. Hey, she got away. I'm sure everything is fine. And everything is not fine. Someone got a lucky shot, I guess. Must have been a critical hit. So this leads into the actual end section of Zero Mission, which is completely original and not based on the original Metroid at all. The timing of my escape couldn't have been worse. I was attacked by space pirates and left nearly defenseless, stripped of my power suit. All I had for protection was my rather useless emergency pistol. Infiltrating the space pirate mothership so armed may have been foolish, but I had no choice. Could I survive long enough to escape? Survey says yes. Anyway, an auto-charging pistol stun enemies with charged shots. Alright, so this is the sneaking section. This is just about the only Nintendo original first-party game that I've ever played that has a decent sneaking section. The only other ones I've played with sneaking sections are Zelda's, and Zelda is not Metal Gear, but they seem to think that it is, so every time that Zelda has a sneaking section, it's almost always terrible. The only exception, sort of, is the Oracle series, where the quote-unquote sneaking section is in a top-down perspective. You can see what's happening. But hey, there was a green robotic eye that just opened for some reason. Yep. So there's the space pirates, alive and walking around. And here's a map room. Chozodia is pretty big, but actually what we just got a map of is the space pirate mothership, not Chozodia itself. It's just a thing that's in Chozodia. So in this part of the game, the only upgrade that you got before that matters is energy tanks. You take about an entire tank of damage every time that something hits you. Just about. Which is why you want to avoid getting seen or touched. That's what happens when they see you. The alert is raised, and part of what makes this work, I think, is that, much like the Metal Gear Solids, you're not just stuck or thrown back into the prison cell whenever you activate an alarm. You actually have to do something about the alarm. You have to run away and hide. And in some cases, the game forces you to trigger an alarm. I think this is one of those instances. If I'm not mistaken, so these lasers obviously trip the alarm. And here is a trick. Because you walk down this, you crawl down this corridor and there's something you have to shoot, but if you shoot it, then you destroy this entire platform below you, and trip a laser or tripwire anyway. There's really no way to avoid getting detected at this point. Or if there is, I'm not good enough. I don't know. So there's a lot of running, and not just trying to completely be invisible, which I think works much better than you have to never be seen by the Gerudo ever, or else you have to start all over again. I do love how their own security doors can kind of mess up their attempts to chase the player. Maybe their ship's security system's not so well designed. And also, this pirate is too stupid to jump over what's about a waist-high fence to him. I mean, space pirates can definitely jump higher than that, he just chooses not to. Oh yes, this ship right here, right above Samus here, is very important, keep it in mind. It won't be important for a long time, but it is very important, as you can see by the fact that it's on the map. In this section, and in this section only, save rooms also recharge your energy, which is vitally important, so where I was pretty much consistently just saying, I don't need that save room, just about every time I saw one almost. Here that's not going to be the case, because I'm not a completely great expert at this. There are going to be damage that I take, and I'm going to want to regenerate it. Okay, there's a red door, which I obviously can't destroy because I don't have missiles. And here's another guy that I can't avoid. But thankfully, when they're stunned, they don't hurt you collision damage. That's the word I was looking for. Stunned means no collision damage and no shooting of the player. But here you're just given a free pass into a prison cell which immediately unlocks as soon as they lose track of you. Because they're too stupid to just keep Samus in that prison cell. And here, of course, the spotlights work just the same as every other security measure. If you touch them, then it immediately sets off the alarm. Ugh. Here's a place where there would be a metal door in the way if I had tripped the alarm earlier. I pushed A too soon. I do wonder how Beethro would handle something like the Mother Brain. And there we go. This whole area is tough to platform without hitting the tripwires, honestly. It can be done, but it's tough. Actually, I'm not sure it can be done. I think there's one like right at the very end that gets you anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure, but I think this is a bad hiding place. Let's see. No? Okay, this worked. I thought that a pirate would just come out from the left there. No, here's a place where you're automatically... oh yeah, that's right. There's a place where you're automatically detected, no choice in the matter, because there is a space pirate hiding in the room. Hey look, we're leaving the mothership. Yeah, just keep going left, don't worry about it. They'll lose me pretty soon. I'm not sure, but I don't think this works as a hiding place. No, it does. Okay. There's somewhere around here, this isn't it, where there's a place that looks like a hiding place, but if you dare to attempt to use it, then a space pirate will just see you anyway. Again, another bit of trolling from the game. Uh-oh. I'm just trying to avoid that light there. Well, it saw my toes, so... I mean, I guess that's fair. Your toes being seen is a little different from dying because something shot your toe. Okay. Oh yes, you can actually just shoot these and make your running a little bit more efficient. Here, there's stuff that falls. Oops. Didn't see that for a moment. Okay, I think I just need to stand here and then shoot that so that anyone who tries to come after me just falls down a bit. Oh yeah. That's a thing that happens quite a bit. Mother Brain does live in a room full of traps, so these eyes just exactly the same as every other security measure, except if you're in alert mode, then they actually shoot. Also, I don't think they can see Samus's toe when it's hanging ever so slightly off the edge of these platforms. That could be... No, see, it didn't see it. Didn't see her at all. That's true. Okay, here's the place where I think... Yeah, you have to... All of this is crumbly platform that will fall out from under you, and shooting uses up precious time on the platform. I think if I hadn't shot that one... Here's the fake one. Right there, if I dare to try to hide there, then I'll get seen anyway. I need to come over here and hide here instead. And he can't see me, because I'm hiding. Maybe. Okay. So now we can go up. So you noticed earlier I did leave the space pirate mothership, and now I'm in the Chozodia ruins, which they've also got locked down with a bunch of security measures. Oh, what could that be? That looks like an item tank. Could it be power bombs? Well, I couldn't very well use power bombs without the power suit, but in theory we would like to pick that up. Hey, a hidden door to a save room. Let's take that. And it's gone, which means somebody took it. And right there you can see the guy who took it, but that's actually a cutscene. There's no way to stop him from taking it or catch up to him or anything. There wouldn't be a point anyway. The game isn't designed with that in mind. Okay, just try not to pop off too early and get seen by the eyeball. Go. Uh-oh. I forget whether this guy... No, he doesn't go all the way down. Okay. Oh, I forgot. I said the only upgrade that matters is are the energy tanks, but actually you can still use ledge grab too, which I have to be reminded is an upgrade in this game. Here's another place where I don't think there's any choice but to be seen. Like, maybe you could go through this part without being seen, but I don't know how. Oh dear. Go up. I do like how how my stun gun is capable of freezing things in midair, preventing them from moving in the middle of a jump, like preventing gravity from causing them to continue to move. There I was able to stun the guy behind me to get far enough ahead of him to not be seen by him. Here we just watch for them to go the other way, and they're not looking, so they don't see me. We are almost through with the section where Samus is mostly powerless. One of these blocks, I want to say, drops the whole platform. Oh no, that's right. If you're being chased, then you can shoot that block to drop the whole platform. Escape detection. But it is satisfying to reach that point without having been detected. Yeah, it is. Okay. So the music has changed. Something is definitely going on. It's a cutscene. Man, that person with green skin in red armor sure does look kind of familiar, doesn't it? Well, we don't actually know what color Samus' skin is, I guess. Well, it's probably regular human skin color, but I don't know. So, I guess she was here as a child. So this is the first of two new bosses that happen at the end. And we're essentially fighting... I guess we're fighting a mirror. We need to shoot the mirror 4 times, each time with a fully charged stun gun, and only when it's showing that symbol. And that's basically it. If you shoot the mirror any time that it's not showing that symbol, then you take damage, because of course, you know, it's a mirror. You're in it, so you take damage. Oh, also it likes to shoot lightning at you. That's an important thing to note. I completely missed an opportunity. It also does collision damage, because I guess running into yourself hurts. It's okay, it's only got one more hit left. Yikes. It gets really... Ghost Armor gets really panicky as it runs out of health. Come on. There we go. Sniped. Alright. And with that, we get our suit back. In a very magical girl kind of way. A little bit strange, but hey, all those things that we couldn't identify before, now we get to have them. This powerful beam can blast through multiple enemies. Reduces damage from foes, enables free movement in water, stops lava damage. And space jump, somersault continually in the air. Use A mid-somersault to jump again. Now the only standard Metroid power-up we don't have is the power bombs, and we know who has those. We get our sweet black gravity suit. There's a bit of an earthquake because that pillar that we walked under to get here lowers to where we can't get back in that room. But it's not like we needed to anyway. But that's not the only pillar that moves. Now the rules of the sneaking section have changed to escape or kill all the pirates in order to no longer be affected by them. But anyway, this free super missile tank here. This is the only way out because the pillar's closing on us, so we have to go through the water here and demonstrate that we are indeed immune to the effects of water somehow. I don't know exactly how that works. And this is also the site of another of the game's nasty shine spark puzzles. You see all these slopes that I just ran around through? We have to use all of those. Here's a missile spot. This isn't what I was thinking of, but we use this one, and we come down. Oh, is it here? It might be here. There it is. This right here. To get that, the only place to get Shine Spark from is back here, where I used the speed booster to get the super missile tank. So I need to preserve that all the way up there using all of these slopes. Slopes like that, and space jump. I need to be very careful to somersault and not straight jump, because straight jumping is what makes you use up your charge. Also, that was risky right there because I almost... Well, I have to screw attack there, but I also have to... Anyway. Yeah, so these first few steps on the staircase are not so hard, but the last of it is you have to have enough time to go all the way down to that penultimate slope. And then once you're there, you have to go down a little more to the final place, and then remember to dash right, not left, or anything else. This is not an easy task. Maybe... I didn't straight jump. Needed a straight jump. Yeah. Oh, Shine Spark puzzles. Never get old. I'm having to push down whenever I want to, I think somersaulting to go down actually works a little better. There we go, check this out. We rocket all the way across into the mothership, get a free E-tank. Well, not free, but you know, we get an E-tank. That's what that's all for. And then, I think the way back, I don't know. If I'm not mistaken, the way back is just to, rocket back, like so. So yeah, that's quite exhilarating to have gotten in like the third or fourth try, honestly. Here's where all of the pillars have closed to where I couldn't read the way I could have before. Here's that lava demonstration we promised, I guess. Lava immunity. Here's another free super missile tank just for existing in this general vicinity. I guess that the space pirates already had gravity suits because that guy was doing just fine in the lava until I shot him with ice balls. with ice plasma. Ice plasma? Also, look at that symbol. The eyes, you just saw them shoot, but they are also susceptible to plasma beams, so they no longer matter, like at all. Oh, come on, there we go. Oh yeah, there's invisible O off to the left, off to the right here. I don't know why I confused left and right there. Hey look, there's a super missile here. How do I get it? Honestly, I don't remember, but I'm sure it's not that hard. Probably. There we go. Just need to fire a missile. The game sure is being generous with super missile tanks. There's only one boss left, the final boss of this game, which is the green eye that we saw earlier, basically. I could get 100%, I could... This is the point of the game where, well, once you get the power bombs, you reach the point of the game where you're able to go everywhere that you were before. Maybe I'll give a little tour of that. I don't really feel like aiming for 100%, because it is much easier in this game than in Fusion, and I've done it a lot more times in the past, but I would like to finish this game today, so I'm probably not going to go for it. I know that I'm missing a fair amount of items still, and some things I would have to probably look up. And really, that's not the goal. Getting 100% on everything is not the goal of this stream anyway. I will note that the final boss has this interesting property where if you got 100%, and only if you got 100%, then it has way more health and all of its attacks do a lot more damage. Because I guess the game designers figured, well, you collected all this stuff, let's give you an opportunity to use it. I think that's a good idea, I respect it, I wish a lot more Metroidvanias did something like that. Adjust the final boss based on how much stuff you collected, at least as far as making it harder if you had more. Because sometimes... Oh hey, here's our first introduction to the Black Pirates. So we've been fighting Red Pirates so far. Black Pirate doesn't get frozen by our ice beam, he takes several hits to kill, he is immune to missiles and super missiles, he's immune to everything except for the ice beam, and he takes several hits with that. He's a huge pain, basically, but they only exist in certain rooms, and I really only need to worry about them precisely one time throughout the entire course of the game. That one time is after the final boss when you're trying to escape the mothership before it explodes again. Because of course it's going to explode again. Yeah, knockback is a thing. Obviously my goal right now is to go find where that guy took... I guess maybe it's not that obvious, but my goal right now is to go find where that guy took the power bomb tank. Because I need at least one power bomb in order to finish the game. The final boss is locked behind some power bomb walls, more or less. Get up there. One thing about space jump, it sounds like an ideal move. It's like, oh, you can just jump infinitely, but it's not as easy to use as you would like, because like the game has a system with two different forms of jumping, straight jumping and side jumping, and you can only space jump with side jumping. It's weird. Also, here's our introduction to this robot. It sits there and does nothing, it looks like a trash can, but if you shoot it then it moves. And if you shoot it with missiles, it moves much faster. If you shoot it with super missiles, it moves extremely fast to get out of your way. That will also be important later. Here's the power bomb only door. That yellow door there. I would have to have power bomb to pass it, which means that I've gone the wrong way, but I'm not too surprised at that. I pushed select because I'm so used to select being the map button. I guess I need to go down. That seems like a plausible assumption. Here's another black pirate. I'm just gonna run away from him because there's no point. This isn't where I need to go either. This is where that ship was, but I don't really need a ship right now. What I need is to destroy the space pirate mothership, obviously. Get out of my face. There we go. He does eventually die. These were ironically easier to destroy when I had the stun gun, because the stun gun actually does bomb-type damage. Now I have to go all the way to Morph Ball just to destroy those blocks. Alright, so down there is somewhere I haven't been and want to be. Maybe. But I need Power Bomb to do that. I'm struggling a bit to remember just what the navigation around this area is. I guess I need to get to where I was crawling under, or when I crawled under the ships. I need to go there. I don't remember precisely how to get there, but I have an idea of it. Somewhere around here. I think it's just up here somewhere. Oh, quit. Where did you go, and why did you go there? Come back. Either get out of my way or die, or get out of my way. One of those. Maybe I should go... Okay, I think I know what it is. I am supposed to go this way. Obviously. I just can't go in there yet. Instead, I should go up. Or around over this way, perhaps. Maybe not. There's just a congregation of black pirates there. Get out of my way! Thank you. I still feel like I might be going the wrong way. Oh well. Oh no, here's the other end of that power bomb door that I couldn't actually go through before. And here is something that's a huge pain. I have to bomb every single one of these individual tiles. I can at least use Wave Beam to kill like half of them. Otherwise I have to wait around for every single one of those bombs. I think I'm still going the wrong way. I'm like 90% sure I am. Unless I'm mistaken. I don't know. Those things only die to screw attack, and they like to shoot lightning at you. Just for the record. No, I think this might be the right way. All these brave and valiant pirates jumping straight into my electricity ball resistance. Dying instantly. I imagine that's who the black pirates fight for. Okay, yeah, this is where I need to be, I think. There we go, there's the guy carrying the power bomb. Which, once again, we can't interact with in any way, but seeing him means we're in the right place. Hey, there's the power bomb. But if you go for it, then you will trip the alarm. You know, unless you have space jumping to literally go around it. And there's the last upgrade. Set with R+B and Morph Ball form, opens yellow hatches, among other things. Like that one over there. Well, let's trip the alarm anyway. Now, there is a way to go up here. I don't remember what it is. I think I should just power bomb. That's right. And so we immediately get a couple more power bombs for our troubles. I'm going to at least show off how the game lets you go back to the earlier parts, and one particular thing about the earlier parts. It's going to involve backtracking a bit. I don't want to respond. Ah, you spoiled it for me. I didn't think you would guess. Mostly the game deals entirely in terms of use this thing for this specific kind of block, but for this specific instance, if you want to, I'm low on energy, so I'm trying to be a little more careful about taking hits. Even with the gravity suit, everything here does tons of damage. Alright. Now here's where... Well, I assume that they thought of it because of Super Metroid 2. So here, I have two options for how I would like to make things go quickly. What I'm going to choose to do is push this guy. You'll notice that missiles don't explode if you shoot them too close onto his face. Anyway, shoot this guy so you go left, and I can use that to go to the right. I'll go on and open this door because it's easier than going all the way around. There's a save room right there. I'm gonna go and try to get to that so I can heal and not lose all my progress. One other thing to note, save rooms do not work in the ship. The save rooms in Chozodia, this area in general, don't work unless the alert is off. So you have to kill or escape from the pirates before you can save. And heal. Anyway. Okay, I feel much better about that. And so... I would really like to figure out just how to get to the lower right corner of this area first. Wrap that area up. I mean, for as much as me not wanting to get 100%, I just can't let that fly right there. I have to go after that. Well, maybe one of the things in my way of going down here was a power bomb thing. That could be it. Or maybe it was just that I didn't go down this way before. I guess to someone who played Super Metroid first, this destroying the glass thing maybe come a little more naturally. To me, it was a thing that just came completely out of the blue because, you know, Fusion was my first Metroid experience, followed by Zero Mission. Now this looks like a connected room. Okay, I could have just shot those tiles out instead of bombing them. Oh well. Here's a place where you have to get the alerts, but I don't care anymore because I can just shoot guys dead. And finally we can backtrack to that place where there was a save and a map room next to each other. And we can leave through the front door. Or maybe this is the back door, I'm not sure. There's an item, there it is, right there. More super missiles. Having an abundance of super missiles will not hurt on the final boss. It always bugs me when there's like one tile of unexplored zone which isn't really... It doesn't really contain anything, but it's just there. You have to bonk at the wall a specific way to reach it. Check it out. If only we had power bombs, we could have gotten our power bombs right here at the beginning. But of course, we didn't have power bombs. Alright. It's like the power bombs were just right there the whole time. But you know, we had to take the long way around. As for the rest of the ship, I think we do this by going back into this area and doing another crazy thing. No, maybe that's... we might end up in that area, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty soon. It is pretty interesting when something that registers as a reference, as a cute reference to one person can be a fiendishly hard puzzle to someone else. Although I guess that's also true of other things. I encountered something like that in Celeste, but I don't want to say exactly what in case someone doesn't want to be spoiled about it. Also, I never really pointed it out, but at least the Red Space Pirates are really not very bright, and they are perfectly capable of friendly fire. If one of them shoots at another, then he flashes and explodes and dies. Which, really, one of them will shoot at me, and it'll go through me and hit another. They know full well that their weapons are piercing, so I don't know why they wouldn't be more careful about shooting at each other through me like that. They just aren't. There's not really that many opportunities to make use of that when you're trying to do the sneaking section, because generally your best option is to run away and maybe stun the guys. Run away, hide, stun, avoid detection. Those are usually what you're after doing. Hi, Black Pirate, bye. Chamber of Pirates right past there. You just kill them before they notice. They're just not very well trained soldiers in general, it seems like. Anyway, let's explode a glass tube. I mean, ultimately, in this game or any of the any of this kind of Metroid, your final option for how do I unlock this thing that I can't figure out how to get through is to try power bombing and see if that reveals anything else. So that's the sort of thing that might lead to the discovery of this sort of the discovery that that the glass breaks here. The only real shame here is that now that the glass is gone, I can't use it as a place to get speed. Could be. Maybe the Black Pirates are the actual soldiers? I don't know. Here's a thing that looks like an item pedestal, except there's no item on it. And for some reason there's a speed boost block on the bottom of it. The entire thing is a speed boost block. Oh, they're space pirates. They're all, like, I don't know, vaguely evil somehow or all. I mean, they are responsible for creating the monstrosities called Metroids, or at least for unleashing them as a general plague on the galaxy or whatever. Now, what's going on here? I don't think there's any reason for that to be like that. I don't recall an item around here. Hey now, they shot Samus's ship down. She was just taking on a bounty to kill some Metroids in a brain, and then the space pirates went and shot her down. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Now this is the way to the rest of the world, I just don't exactly remember how to use it. I think maybe... yeah, there we go. You just need power bombs here. That's all. Also note that there were electro blocks, you know, shine spark blocks directly above me where I am right now. Ah, save room. So this is the path back to the rest of the world of Planet Zebes that you have available to explore. And just going to take a quick tour of all that, I suppose. But first, that sure seemed like a nice place to get your Shine Spark happening. I just need to deal with these eyeball guys. Ugh. This would have been much easier if I could have managed to stop myself before leaving the room to the left. Anyway, our goal is to Shine Spark right here in the middle and not get sniped by one of those, which is harder to guarantee than it sounds. There we go, bang. Another free energy tank just for that. But I do have to go back around through the broken glass and so on. Energy tanks are always worth it. Even if I'm not going for 100%, just surviving 99 more points of damage is always good. This looks simpler than it is. There's more to this room than meets the eye. Use a power bomb or any kind of you can just jump up here actually. I think I want to go left. And there's an item hiding around here somewhere. There it is. And another super missile, which looked like screws to me a little bit. Like a screw with a weird green thing at the end on the top instead of the place for the screwdriver to go in. Here is a bomb maze. Not the kind that you might be used to in Deadly Whips of Death, but it's still technically a maze you use bombs to traverse, so our goal is to get to that right there, which is marked on the upper left part of the room despite being on the upper right part. A little bit strange, but that's what happens. Okay, finally. Here we are in Crateria. And if you don't remember Crateria, Crateria is where we got our very first unknown item. I just really want to have super speed coming out here. Hey, it's that room with all the fish and water. We were in here very briefly on the way to the unknown item. See, we've been to the left side of this room because I didn't want to bother with all the water. Full well, there was nothing for me yet to be doing around here. I think maybe I could have come down here and gotten this missile tank, but I didn't need it. So I didn't bother. It would have been much slower and more tedious without the gravity suit. I do want to call attention to this exit here, which leads up to the Chozo Ruins area. Oh, we can just screw attack out. There we go. There's a missile tank over there. I don't know if this is one of the hard things to get or easy things to get. There's obviously some way to get down and in there. What it is, I don't recall, so I'll have to use a power bomb to help me figure it out. Ah, there it is. Look at that. You need to go through here as a morph ball, which is Shine Sparking. And how in the world do you get Shine Spark here? You have to come out of this door right here. Which is conveniently also a shortcut to back to Chozodia. But this is, I think, a blocked off part of Chozodia, or it might be a one-way thing. I don't remember for sure. I'm a little concerned about this. No, okay. I think if I stepped where that power bomb tank is, I might be sucked down into some falled rocks that would stick me back in Chozodia, and I'd have to go all the way back around. This is probably not... Oh no, that was right. Okay. I thought that wasn't the right place to do the Shine Spark, but I was exactly right, so that's good. Also, you can go up into the sky a bit, Here is another place where I need to shine spark from the run-up from down here. Super missiles are generally worth it, so I'll go for it. Ah, this one's tough though. I have to specifically space jump up and around to do this. It's harder than it sounds, really. I didn't do the thing correctly that time, so I didn't even get a shine spark to begin with. Yeah, it does. It's kind of the main form of platforming, difficult platforming challenge that they kind of have available, it feels like. I almost got it that time. I mean, for the most part, by the time you're at the end of the game, you can jump as many times as you want in midair, you can kill most everything. There's just not a whole lot that they can challenge you with, but Shine Spark is forever. Ah, that was almost perfect. And I don't know, I do find them to be a lot of fun. It's a good test of your ability to platform and platform efficiently and quickly, and also to plan out routes based on what the environment gives you to work with. Where you have enough room to shine spark, where you have slopes that you can run on in order to preserve it. Where there are enemies that will try to snipe you and prevent you from continuing your Shine Spark, even though you're usually mostly invincible while Shine Sparking, you're not completely. Ah, so close. Really, all of them tend to be things that you're going to see if you're trying to get 100%, or if you're just doing them for fun. You don't have to do any Shine Spark challenges whatsoever if all you want to do is beat the game. There's like one or two places that require Shine Sparking, and in that case it's easy to do it. Anyway, finally accomplished that one. I guess it's the equivalent of challenges in Deadly Rooms of Death in some ways. Or Secret Rooms, perhaps. So we've actually been to this part of Chozodia too. This is where the ledge grab ability was obtained. This is the section of Chozodia where our ship is. Or where our ship was. It's been destroyed now, but this is where our ship was at the beginning of the game. As you can clearly see, it is not here anymore. And there's this. This requires us to Shine Spark. Can we Shine Spark here? Of course. We just need a little bit of help from this room and the room before it. So here's where we can get the speed for it, but we need a power bomb to do so. And the reason this is locked, this whole thing here is locked behind a power bomb, is because what I'm about to do, what I'm about to show off, is actually an alternate route to Turian. And they didn't want to let the player use this as a... They really didn't want the player to sequence break by using a clever Shine Sparking trick to go to Turian early. But going to Turian after it's self-destructed is going to be mainly the reason why I wanted to do this in the first place, because I think it's really quite neat. I did not need to be ducking when I did. Let's try this again. I've had trouble with these turtles sometimes, I feel like. Okay. Oh, come on. I think I'm supposed to just do it off of that, maybe? The idea is to reach this spot here, Shine Spark onto that ramp, and keep running. So for once in the Metroid games, we actually get to see what it looks like after the self-destruction. What a place looks like after it's self-destructed. I mean, mostly you're talking about self-destructed planets where it's just, you know, space. But here, the planet's intact, it's just the... I'm not paying enough attention to what I'm doing because I'm talking. It's just this one part of the base that's on the planet that got destroyed so far. Alright, come on. We can do this. Ah, there we go. That's what I wanted to do before. Straight through. On through here. Check out this rock. This rock is in the way. But I've been to the other side of this area before. This is where we went up to get to the escape. Here we need super missile. Thank you. And we can return to Turian. The place looks considerably more rusted and broken and destroyed than before, unsurprisingly. I mean, it did kind of make an explosion visible from space, although the structure of it is surprisingly extant. Like, it should just be gone, right? Look at this. So that exists, and here we see the only substance that I still take damage to, which is super duper green acid goop, death stuff. The gravity suit permits me to not be encumbered by that. I can still screw attack through it, but I do take damage to it. I don't know, I guess this is melted mother brain or something. Whatever it is, I still take damage from it. Because I guess they figured this place should still be damaging even with the gravity suit. So this whole area has basically no ground to stand on whatsoever. But you see how there's all these destructible blocks up here. And right here, there's something that is not destructible. What I have to do to get those blocks over to the left destroyed is shine sparks so that I clear this. I need to clear that, but also be going through this doorway over to where those are, basically. So that means I need to shine spark in midair to do this properly. Here's more of destroyed Turian. This is the room where all the Rinkas were, and that's the extent of the destruction. This area is completely untouched and shiny and fine, it just doesn't have any Rinkas shooting at me. So I don't know, Samus could have just fled to the right a little bit and been fine, apparently, despite the apparent size of the explosion. So what I have to do is somersault with space jump into the next room, space jump into the next room, and gauge exactly where to do the jump. Yeah. After the mother brain's gone, there's yet another challenge here to do. Okay, was that it? No, that was too low. That was one tile too low, you can tell, because Samus basically takes up 3 tiles, and the bottom of those 3 is the one that got stuck, that ran against the thing. So I need to be a little higher than that. Ah, just scraped that with my toe, which is pretty much always how that goes. So here's a section that we weren't able to reach before, and it's just a missile tank, but it is a fun little challenge to run into. Okay, that's about it. I would keep going if I wanted to get 100%, but I don't feel too bothered about doing that. I'm just going to go on back to the final boss. But I did want to show off Destroyed Turian because it's pretty neat. Let me see, areas. There was a place in, I think, Norfair, where there was lava in the bottom of the screen, and it didn't look like we could go anywhere else. I think maybe it's right here, but this turns out to lead to an area over there that you can only reach with a gravity suit. that has like 6 more items in it. As it stands, I'm only 1 energy tank shy, and I know exactly where it is, and I'm happy with some 200 missiles, 30 super missiles, and all of the energy tanks apparently. I think that'll be all of them anyway. Can I even leave this way? I had to enter this way by, well, no, I can get speed. We're good. That's right, you get speed to go that way in the first place because you're exiting. Forgot about that. So I think what we want to do is just go the high road here. Oh wait, no. The exit I have to use to Chozodia is actually the one that's down there. Oh well. There's plenty of places to go up and down around here. Just need to go back to Fish Zone. This is not the way to Fish Zone. Fish Zone is over this way. Also, you might recognize these particular fish from Fusion. Remember the like super fish that were hard to kill and fused with space pirates to turn into super fish pirates at one point? I think they're basically the exact same graphic. They certainly look very similar anyway. Just these fish are not that strong. I don't know why I bothered getting a shine spark here. There's not much point. I don't know, maybe I could have exited by the high road. Much of a point to it, but anyway. Okay. Then we go over this way. I think I could Shine Spark jump straight up through this room and not have this awkward long space jump to do. I mean, essentially that's true, yeah. We are essentially going to be fighting the Green Eye. As I recall, anyway. There is one final challenge. One final Shine Spark challenge, I guess. Is, yeah, which involves the securities system here. You'll see what I mean when I get there. I need to get to the top of the ship because obviously that's where the pilot's going to be. The captain, whatever rank Captain Jean-Luc Picard had, that guy. And you know, I need to talk with him about maybe getting a ride off this rock. We're going to have a very cordial conversation about that topic. I like how there's the 3 successive doors here. Red for missile, green for super missile, and then yellow for power bomb. Kind of a nice little microcosm of what you've unlocked throughout the game, I guess. This is the wrong way. This is going toward the pilots. Going toward the spare ships, which is not what we want. Which means we want it to go this way. So here, instead of very slowly bombing through these bombs one at a time, I can just use one power bomb to kill most of them. I just was reluctant to do that when I was almost out of power bombs, needed more later. And also I couldn't do that when I had no power bombs, of course. I'm pretty sure there's a save point up at the top side of this area, which is why I'm allowing myself to be slightly reckless with my... Oh yeah, It is a little strange and silly how opening doors comes down to using high-powered heavy ballistics on them in this world. That's just kind of how it is. Here's a nice room where I can get rid of the alert status so that I can use the final save room. I'm thinking, with the snapshots being the way they are, it's been my habit quite a lot to not save between getting the final energy tank and fighting the last boss, but I'm thinking I might do that just to save us all some time and frustration if I do die. Also, here's the one last little junk here. Okay. Now, we have this area. We need Power Bomb to go through it. Okay, here it is. So, if you're not interested in getting the last energy tank, you can just walk through this room and leave. But any gamer worth their salt probably is curious, hey, what's up with that down there? So first of all, there's clearly some lightning there, which means that I need to do this to get down here. Secondly, see these laser tripwires? You know what those mean. Over here, it's impossible to get past those because if you're busy space jumping, it's just not possible. And past them, behind the security door, is the last energy tank. So what you have to do is fall down here, and you can't Shine Spark from here, not even in Morphball form. You have to pop down to here and Shine Spark just above. You see how there's only 3 tiles clearance beneath these. So you have to Shine Spark just at this elevation, directly above the lasers. That's what makes this completely insane. And I need to get rid of the alert. Can I get rid of the alert without leaving the room? I don't think I can. So this is where I am the most tempted to attempt to do it by save states, but I already know that this emulator doesn't like save states for this game, so I guess I'm just going to have to tough it out. So I have to get my speed from up there. I should probably go ahead and knock out a few more of these blocks first. Oh, come on. And then I have to do the somersault and pop like I did in the Mother Brain area, except I have to do it in a very specific place, or else the alarms go off and I have to start all over again. You see, I keep jumping prematurely because, oh come on, really? This is getting on my nerves. I have a better idea. I know what I'll do. Duck. Go down here, jump up. That makes it easier to get down there. Okay. Now, the hard part. Is that it? That was it. One shot. Heck yeah. I like this because it doesn't explicitly tell you that you need the Shine Spark to do this. You have to figure that out. Like, there's no lightning blocks in your way. You just have to work out that that's the only way to get through that narrow passage, because you just don't have enough control with, you just do not have enough control with Space Jump to make it in that tiny 4-tile clearance. I'm honestly astounded that I managed to get that get the hard part of that in one shot. And I'm not going to spoil that by making the possibility that I might have to reload and redo that, so I'm just going to save one last time, and then fight the last boss. Ugh. Yeah, that one's pretty tough. The thing about power bombs is once you have about 5 of them, that's all you should ever need, because there's so many ways to regenerate them. And you only ever need them in navigational situations. You never need them in battle, which is a little bit of a disappointment. There's just nothing in the game that requires you to use power bombs. The only Metroid I've ever seen that that actually resolved that issue was, of course, Amtur. Anyway, so my supplies are completely full, except that I'm going to have to shoot a missile at that door right there. Ooh, one missile down. Okay, final boss. There's nothing here. Hello? Hello? Oh, that's an interesting sound I hear. Oh dear. It's like Ridley, but it's a robot. Guess where its weak point is. Just take a guess. I'm going to pause for a second, take a drink of water. Guess where that thing's weak point is. It's not the head. It's not the whole body like real Ridley. It is definitely not the claws. It's that red light on its chest, which is almost always protected by either its claw or its neck. Has this attack with the fire, where you need to space jump in the middle to dodge. Has that attack with the claw. Just like with Mother Brain, I'm going to get the glass off first with regular missiles, and then you see me jumping when it doesn't look exactly like the claw's going to hit me anyway. Trust me, it would if I didn't. That's just how... yeah, it hit me there. That weak point is placed really irritating. It's placed right where you have to jump to get it, because you can't just stand still to get it. You can't hit it from a standstill. You have to, like, pop up ever so slightly in order to hit it. Oh yeah, here's the other attack, which I guess it doesn't start until you get the glass off. Lasers and missiles. The laser actually aims. Oh, check that out. His metal went darker from one hit with that. Yeah, they just... I guess he's incomplete. You know, it looks like he might have a jetpack on, like, as his back there. Except, no, that's where the missiles come out, so I'm not sure what's going on. Look at me wasting all these super missiles. This is why you get so many. Just keep in mind, this guy takes like twice as many shots, something like that, and he does more damage if you're at 100%. So, I have all the energy and protection that I could possibly have, and I still take like a full bar of health, which is 1/12 or so, from a single claw swipe, just about. So this guy remains difficult, even if you have 100%, which I absolutely respect. Anyway, I shut him down. I guess everything's fine now, right? Oh, wait. The green eye is having its revenge by turning red. Self-destruct. Evacuate immediately. So this is the real deal. This is where it makes getting away in 5 minutes hard. In Turian, it was just mildly annoying. In this, it's not easy. You can legitimately beat the final boss and then die to this. Yeah, it's strange Beathler doesn't deal with hardly any instances of the big bad just deciding to explode everything on him and needing to get away quickly. That would be an interesting mechanic, like you beat the hole, you clear the hole, you get to the last room, and then a guy's like, well, this hole's going to explode in about 500 turns, so you better get away in that many turns. Be a weird multi-room puzzle thing. Someone should try that. I don't know if it would work too well. I don't think any of the Metroids went for that. I would doubt it if they did anyway. Here's where it starts getting hard to go fast, because those guys like to snipe you, and their little electric explosions hit you from, hit you even through walls. And now this room. Remember how I needed to find a quick way to get through this room? Now it's much more urgent that I do so. Which is why I'm using super missiles on that guy, because, you know, they make him move faster. Now, thankfully the timer doesn't go off while pausing. Next, I need to go up and to the right to reach, of course, oh yeah, I'm being funneled that way, because you saw that door was gray. I can't go that way anymore. The only escape route is this way. which is why this is one of the most obnoxious rooms to navigate around. And look, it's another of these guys. Specifically to delay your escape from the self-destruct mechanism. So, guess what other thing we've met before that I'm going to have to deal with now? Not yet. I'm about to have to deal with it in the next room. Right here. Yep, I have to fight and kill 2 black pirates in order for that door to the right to open. These guys are kind of the final boss of the game in a way that, I guess in the way that the Omega Metroid in Fusion is. You know, you have to kill them in the midst of an escape sequence that's timed. And having done that, now I can... Oh yeah, there's that guy who just jumped out of the ship, but he's not really efficient at hurting. I guess Samus just knows exactly how to pilot this immediately, despite never having piloted one before. Oh, and that red guy there, he's a hero. He's just gonna go out with a bang. And so I guess that's how the ship's escape hatch works. It just opens like a mouth. I don't know. So, the ship exploded. Alright. Samus leaves behind a second explosion on the planet. She'll come back and blow up the whole planet later. Trust me. Anyway, mission accomplished. That's Zero Mission. So, Zero Mission is much zippier and faster and kind of, I don't know, lighter weight than Fusion. Fusion feels very kind of heavy, very directed. Zero Mission tells you where it thinks you should go, but it doesn't force you to go there. It doesn't force you to take most of the major upgrades, even. Zero Mission is very content for the player to play however they want in a lot of ways, which is, I think it's an interesting kind of duality between the two. So, this is more or less, these 3 GBA titles are what defined a Metroidvania to me. On the Castlevania side, you have Aria of Sorrow, all this RPG stuff, you level up, you gain equipment, you can choose which equipment you want for various strategic situations. There's kind of a story there, but it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense. And then on the Metroid side, it's, you know, you go around, you deal with various situations, you have equipment that you keep forever that is always a permanent upgrade, and you also have a bunch of tanks you get that give you more of whatever your limited resource equipment is to hold, or capacity to it. They're very different games, but there's still something significant about them that's similar enough to feel like the same genre. Anyway, so what I'm planning is next time that I do this stream, I will play the first DS Castlevania I encountered, which I don't think is chronologically the first, Portrait of Ruin. Portrait of Ruin also remains my favorite of the 3, for a few reasons, which I'll go into once I get there, but for the moment, just know more Castlevanias on it. Oh hey, it's that, cave painting or whatever. Remember how we know that Samus was here when she was young because she was raised by the Chosen on this planet, and she made a little cartoon down on the bottom of the, I don't know, armored creature's skirt, which shows a couple of bird people and the sun and what I presume is supposed to be her right there. Alright, let's see how we did. I think it took me 5+ hours to beat the game, and I didn't get 100%, so my rating is not excellent. Yeah. According to this game, 246.36. My rate for collecting items is 86%, not too terrible, but obviously there's room for improvement. See you next mission. The other thing about these 2 Metroid games from the GBA is if you had 2 GBAs in a link table, you could link them together, and then you could see all of these like end scenes for Fusion on Zero Mission. But there was no way to see the end things for Zero Mission on Zero Mission except for get a good percentage. But anyway, thank you for watching. Have a good day, good week, so on. As far as I know, this Saturday will be a normal alphabet stream time. It's entirely possible that something will come up, but I don't think it will. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you later. See you next mission, I guess. Good thing to say here.